All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to OverPower Marketing Workshop. Today, as we start off the new year, we're going to be going over how to more efficiently use the system and how to better utilize it. And basically, these workshops should serve you as more so a checklist on just getting everything done and how to do so efficiently and to the best of your ability. And also, we're going to be going over how you can reach out to us so that we can help you reach your efficiency goals and just overall better your business. Now, I'm joined here with Mustafa, and he is going to be going over, I believe, calls and how to better manage your calling in person through the power dialer. And yeah, if you can take it away, Mustafa.
Absolutely. So when you're using the system to making calls, you have two ways to make calls. The number one is to use this manual dialer by clicking over here. You can select the number that you want to use in order to make the call, type the number, press the numbers, or just go to the contacts and make a call. That's how you can do it. Apart from that, you can go back into the dashboard. You can find your manual actions. Let me close out this box, support as well. And over here, you can find your manual actions widget. I'm over here on the right hand side. Again, not everyone might have this, so you can let us know so we can put it over here. Or if you want to find it, go to conversations and click on the manual actions, which is the second button. Now, what manual actions shows is all the contacts that needs to be called through the power dialer. Now, it can be separated or segmented by whom it has been assigned to or through which workflow have these people been entered into the power dialer. More on that later. But so we are under the assumption that you already know how to set up the phone numbers and what are the best practices and tips and tricks. But now that you have all of these things, how do you go about it? So, or what are the things that you need to have before you can actually start using it as on a maximum efficiency, I'd say. So the first thing you do is go to the settings on the bottom left, open phone system, go to voice. Now let's start. The first thing is, do you want to have call recordings deleted or not? If you have enabled it, if you want, you can, because when you do it, when you delete the ones, you will freeing up storage, removing the cost, and so on and so forth. But the main thing is, do you want call transcription or not? So what it does is, it automatically generates transcriptions for recorded inbound, outbound, and IVR calls. What that means is that once you or any of your team member have made a call or handled a call to the system or to the IVR system within the system within the system. Anyways, so you have done that. You don't have to go back into the conversation and listen to the entire call to understand what went, what happened in it. You can have the call transcription, which is like the worded summary of word by word of what was talked about within that call. You can use that, and then you can use AI transcription to basically have different workflows of different actions based on how the call went, based on the transcription. So if this was spoken about, if the answer was this, if the other person had provided this on the call, do this, do that, so on and so forth. Again, we can help you with the strategy, but we can't exactly give you a use case because each business is different or is operated differently. Then go over here. This is where you can check whether you have a voicemail or not. If you do not have a voicemail, then everyone who's making a call and that number has been assigned to them, do they have a voicemail or not? If they don't, they should. If they don't, and you don't want to get them to use their own personal or professional, but personal voicemails, you can put in a system voicemail over here so that all of the calls which end in voicemail, they will be receiving, all the contacts would be hearing this particular voicemail. Missed call text back, okay, you can enable that so that if someone calls and the call doesn't go through, this message will automatically go out to them. Hey, hi, I'm currently in a meeting. I'll call you back as soon as possible. And if you have WhatsApp enabled as well, you can enable missed call WhatsApp back. So if someone calls you on WhatsApp and they miss the call, or you miss the call, a WhatsApp message will be sent out. Then we come to the main things of the actual calling, be it the manual caller or the power dialer. Within here, you can add as many call scripts as you want. And the way to access this is once you're on the call, making the call through the power dialer or the manual call, you'll see one of the circular options on the bottom of the window. This window would change out to the person calling, and you'll have like options over here where it says *0#. You'll have different options. One of the options will say script. So you'll click on that and these scripts will open up, and then you can select which script you want to choose. So while you're making the call, you know what the flow of the call needs to be. So you can add as many scripts as you want, and I would suggest everyone to have scripts, because even the best of us can sometimes forget the important things that we need to talk about or the important information that we need to collect. Then we have the custom dispositions. What that means is once the call ends, the caller who made the call can see 6 options at right now, but you can add more if you want. They can see 6 options right now based on how the call went. So they can just click on that to mark how the call went, instead of trying to add notes or add in a tag or something like that, or using sticky notes on their laptop or their place of work. So add dispositions wherever you want or how many you want, just change out the name, click save, and it's done. The reason why you're putting dispositions, or you need to work on dispositions, or you need to include this in your strategy is because using dispositions, we can set up workflows. We can set up workflows. So for example, if someone clicks on, if my dialer is making the call and after the call clicks on booked appointment, it means that particular person that the call was gone to has booked an appointment during the call. And then we can send out an automatic email. So you can have different automations being filed off based on different dispositions. One of the common ones that we face that our clients usually need is not interested right now, call me back, or get in touch with me after 6 months. You can set that particular phrase up as a disposition so that after 6 months, so if someone clicks on that for that particular contact, after 6 months, that contact will get an email or a text. Hey, it's been 6 months since we lost touch with you. Is it okay if we give you a call? At the same time, it will alert the user to whom it has been assigned to that this person was called 6 months ago and wanted to be called today, which is 6 months after. So it's a great time to make a call to them and continue the conversation. So this is the custom disposition. And then you have the white phone. If you want to set up a physical phone would somewhat look like this, basically. So you have this. So instead of they can use this to dial calls or they can use this to receive calls. Again, having a phone, some people prefer that. I do too. So if I want to use that, I can. And within the other settings, you have inbound and outbound calls. So when you're receiving calls, do you want the calls to be forwarded to the business phone number? And do you want to ring the user to whom the called number has been assigned to? That's on the inbound version. For the outbound, the one problem that people had with call recordings was the call recording message, that during the conversation, the call recording message was also being played. So if I'm talking to you and the call automated recording message is also being played, it basically makes up a lot of confusion. And if it's a cold call, if it's a potential lead call, it might mess that up. So you can click over here. So the system will connect you to the lead after the call recording message have been played. And why the message is required, it's basically legalities in different states of US, that where the receiver or the caller or both needs to hear this message on the phone itself. Then you can even click over here to avoid calling people during quiet hours, which is 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. And for the outbound calling, you can select when you're making the calls, which number should be used. Should be used the number which is assigned to the user, or do you want to use a local presence? So if you're calling in more than one state of the US and you have multiple different phone numbers belonging to different area codes, it will check which local presence is most popular over there based on the numbers that you already have within the system, and use that number to make the call, just to give it that touch of personalization. Hey, I'm being called from the same area that I belong to, or just prefer the default phone number. So yeah, once these settings have been set, start making the calls. But before we move on, as I mentioned that using the power dialers, you can select the assignees and the workflow. This is where the important part is. If you are really keen, and you should be really keen on using the manual dialer to making calls to your potential clients at least, then the name of the workflow through which they are added to the power dialer, that name of the workflow will show up here, that you can select to whom you want to make the calls. The usual cases are if someone clicks on your landing page, fills out the form, but they do not book an appointment, or they do not even fill out the form. Either way. So let's go with someone lands on your website, but they do not fill out the form nor book an appointment. They are considered a hot lead. you can set it, the name of the workflow through which that particular lead would be added to the power dialer might be called first priority call hot lead. So when your dialer is coming to this page and trying to understand to whom should he or she start making the calls with, all they need to do is go over here and say first priority, or they can just say first, or they can say hot lead, and and when that workflow particular shows up, like this one, they just click on that, and if they have any leads, they start making the calls from here. The other way is numerical order. That is the way I've set it up for some clients, in which 1 means highest priority, 5 means lowest priority. So they check it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If 1 has no calls, they move on to the 2. If 2 has no calls, then 3, and so on and so forth. So use this so that you are focusing your main efforts and your main time and your main energy and your expense. Obviously, all these calls take has an expense tied to it, the time and energy and the internet and the space and everything, that your money is being well spent on the leads that actually matter. So yeah, that is how, if you do all of this, I would say that you are properly utilizing the call feature within OPM tools or OverPower Marketing. And yeah, you're better off than before. You'll be able to view all of it in tracking. You will be able to view how many dispositions were made in a set period of time, which you can change whenever you want. You can see how many calls were made by which user, the average time. The list goes on and on and on. So yeah, Coven, I think that would tell these people or everyone that how to use the call-in feature within OPM tools to the best of the to the best extent that the system allows.
All right, perfect. And now, as we're closing, I would like to show you all the best ways to reach out to us, as well as to learn more about the software on your own time. So if you give me a moment to share my screen, and thank you very much, Ms. again, for showing us all that. Very informative, as always. Now, as you can see here on my screen, we have the knowledge base. The knowledge base is basically an accruement of assets and articles available to you, where you can learn more about the software, how it interacts with other websites, and basically all the information that you could ever need regarding OPM tools. You can quite literally look up any topic that you want in knowledge base, and there's most likely an article about that. Now, if there is something that you feel like you cannot find in the knowledge base, then feel free to schedule a support meeting with us at the support meeting tab. All you really need to do is just pick a time and a date, schedule whoever you would want to have the support meeting with, whether that be with me, Mustafa, Oren, whomever, and we will be more than happy to help you out with your situation. Now, let's say that there is a current problem on your sub account or your website that's been created through OPM tools, and you need help resolving it, or you're just coming across any type of problem, general problem in your sub account, then you would want to go to the submit request form. Now, what this is basically you fill out all the fields accordingly, and you basically briefly describe the issue that you're coming across, whether with a screen recording message or just an image attachment showcasing the issue. You can send that over to us, and we'd be more than happy to set a meeting with you to resolve it as soon as we can. And there is also a chat widget icon that is within your sub account. It will basically have the exact same things as I've showcased, mainly with the knowledge base, and have all the information that you could ever need, basically on a smaller window, so you do not have to keep on switching tabs. And I'm pretty sure that's everything. Did I miss anything, Mustafa?
No, I don't think so. But
Okay.
yeah.
All right. And once again, I want to thank you all very much for joining us in this workshop as we go into 2026. I really hope that this is going to be a big year for us as well as for all of you. And we hope that you'll continue going with us on this journey together. All right. Thank you very much. And we will see you next week.